Pretty Nerdz. 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 Pretty Nerdz.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Falan DeAnn.
And this is your girl Nay.
And how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. So. Nothing too big going on. Just a regular day. So what about yourself?
Same here. Just throwing out old clothes and making room, and that's about it.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we can jump straight into this week's hot topics for the week. I'm going to start off with some really quick hitters, and then we can jump into the shenanigans, because we do have two really pretty big stories that's kind of been everywhere. The rest is kind of small potatoes. First and foremost, y'all know Kobe Bryant was my favorite. He was my GOAT. So happy birthday to him. Today's his birthday. We've seen a lot of celebrities with their outpouring of love surrounding Vanessa and his sister, his parents, and his kids, because today obviously has to be a tough day for them, especially since it hasn't been super long since Kobe passed. So always happy birthday to him, and a big rest in power as well to him and Gigi. Also, just another quick hitter for those out there who are looking for new music. Nas did drop a small little project. Street's been talking about it, saying it's awesome and all that good stuff. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check it out. I hear that, like I said, I've been hearing really good things about it. So, and aside from that, that's the only quick hitters I have. We can jump into let's jump into this R. Kelly story, the shenanigans going out in Chicago.
Yeah. So saw yesterday that there was I don't know if you call it, or I guess a rally surrounding his freedom. And I know it was brought up last week or week before last that he had opened up like this secret bank account under this, mysterious name, and they caught wind of that as well. I was just appalled and disgusted.
Honestly, girl.
And this one's like two or three people, because you like, okay, two or three idiots. This was a nice crowd.
Yeah. It was a significant amount of people really out protesting in the streets of Chicago, where the majority of his victims are from, by the way, protesting for his freedom. Like, the fuck is wrong with any of y'all? Like, I don't even... It's beyond my fathoming, honestly. Like, I can't even... When it comes to Robert Kelly and his supporters, like, I can't even fathom or come to understand their mindset at all. Like, it's beyond me at this point.
And I was like, out of all things, and not saying that people in Chicago don't do the work to help their neighborhood, but I'm like, you can give your time and energy and resources to so many other projects that are worthwhile in Chicago than Robert fucking Kelly. Like, he don't need your help.
Big facts. Big facts. He don't need your help. He need to be exactly where the fuck he is, rotting in jail, in prison. Like, I'll never understand the mindset of someone who can ever defend someone who harms children. It's just beyond me.
Listen. And I'm like, the evidence is there. It's not like, even if it was like two or three allegations, it's like, but the evidence is there. Like, there was a whole video.
Exactly. But
and one time is enough.
One time is enough.
Yeah, so, yeah. And I know this wasn't on our list, and it totally slipped my mind. I thought I had wrote it down, but I didn't. While we're talking about, like, one time is enough, or, past encounters. But the whole little Trey Songz incident, I think we touched on it last week, but it came back up this week with his response.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Like,
with the Trey thing, listen, Trey, I'm confused. In all honesty, like on one hand, it's like you get his energy because, like we said, if you ain't on Justin Bieber energy, you're not providing receipts, then then you know what I mean? Like, you got to keep Justin Bieber energy. So I get where he was trying to go with the receipts, but his receipts was not. His receipts was not. They was not. They was not Justin Bieber receipts. So and with Trey, in all honesty, it's like one time it's an allegation, two times you know what I mean? Like, it's a pattern with him. It's a pattern of women who have come out and said he's had some type of violence or violent behavior or something towards them. At this point, I'm sorry. There's no I can't rock with Trey. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I just can't. He got, you know what I'm saying? He got to get up out of here. You know what I mean? Like, it's too many allegations for me. For, you know what I'm saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire. It's too many. It's too many separate different women who have come out and talked about his violent behavior towards women. Sorry. I can't rock with you. What about yourself?
That's how I was, because I was like, the Keke Palmer thing, not saying that I didn't believe her, because I did. I was like, and I know how being in a similar situation that's like fucked up, and you like, you suspect. But then when you got like two or three other, I feel like you like, yeah, bro, now, like, you got violent tendencies, and like with the receipts, I'm like, but it don't say, this ain't saying what it needs to say. Do you realize that? But I think part of it is that he's so harped on, which people did jump to his defense because they felt like the women that came forward were, I guess, thoughts or hoes or whatever you want to call, that it's like, oh, they word doesn't mean anything. And I hate it. It's like, whatever. But yeah, I'm like,
yeah. I mean, it is hard. The last story, the one that kind of, I guess, triggered it all. It's hard to kind of believe, only in the sense that Selena Powell has lied before. You know what I mean? Like, she made up a whole fucking child with Offset. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to take her word for it. And you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily know if you are, I guess I'll speak for myself. I don't necessarily know if I am running with her story as the truth, as much as I'm running with the fact that it's too many stories for me.
right.
You know what I mean? That it's just too many stories. At this point, I'm like, okay, this is a pattern with Trey. I've seen too many women come out and say he's violent. He attacks women. He rapes women. You know what I mean? He, he's done, made inappropriate sexual advances towards women. Like, it's too many at this point. So I don't necessarily know if it was who the story came from, as much as it is just the simple fact that it's too many stories.
And that's what, and I was like, what, Selena, because she's a flat out liar. I'm like, but she also has her moments of truth, because she told the truth about Snoop Dogg. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's still, I don't know, but it's enough to be like, bro, even without them, this ain't your first time, though, with the sexual intimidation thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like this is going to be one of those things in like the coming years where it's like, oh, it happened to me with him as well. It's just like,
yeah,
sheesh.
Exactly. And I just, at this point, I don't have the energy to spare for these type of men. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to do it, but I don't have to give my hard-earned coin to people who I don't feel deserve it, essentially. That's just that. I mean, y'all can feel differently. If y'all want to, y'all can still, run around and support these folks. But I'm not going to give my dime to folks who essentially are out here harming women. I just can't. I can't support it.
And that's why I was like, it's just, I don't know. This has been a hard week. I'm gonna wait to touch on it, but this has just been a hard week for being a Black woman. I'm not gonna lie.
Big facts. Speaking of like crazy stuff that's been going on, I saw a story about three trans women. They're celebrity influencers. They're pretty big on like Instagram and YouTube and all of that. They were attacked in the middle of like a street in Hollywood. Like there was tons of people surrounded, but they were just attacked. It was caught on video. It was a brutal attack by three men who essentially just beat them because they were trans women. We saw it before at the Black Lives Matter rally where a trans Black woman was also attacked, and people just literally, we saw it again here in this story. People literally just kind of stood around, watched. Some people were actually cheering it on. Like at this point, I just don't understand y'all. Like I don't understand the threat that y'all feel towards from trans women. Like I don't get it. I don't understand the vile. I just don't understand where it's coming from or well, no, I'm not even gonna lie on that. We all know that there's a deep seated, whether people want to discuss it or talk about it or not, there's a deep seated root in the Black community when it comes to homophobia. You know what I mean? Like a lot of y'all are homophobic. A lot of y'all, say homophobic comments and all, you know what I'm saying? And y'all try to hide it or pass it off as, oh, you just being funny or, dumb shit like that. But we know that it exists and it's deep rooted in our community. It's a problem. So, but sitting around and watching these women being beaten, attacked, brutalized, and whether you're just filming it, whether you're not trying to help, whether you're cheering on, like it's beyond me. It's despicable. Nonetheless, it did occur. There, according to the LA Police Department, 2 arrests have been made. There is one man who is still out on the run that they're looking for. If you go on social media, you'll see the photos posted up. So if you have any information on the gentleman who's still out on the run, please, contact the authorities so that man can be caught, because it's disgusting. They deserve to be locked up. Like it's no excuse. It's a hate crime. Period.
Definitely. Yeah. I couldn't even make it through. Like I was like, okay, I'll watch, and then of course I didn't make it through the whole thing, and I skipped some of it. Got to a part where like the dude he made one of the women buy the phone back from him. I was like, this is like, it was just horrible. And of course, the woman bought the phone back, and I could not, knock her for that, because I'm like, I don't know, I probably would have as well. Like, this is my phone, whatever, I need it. But just to see them like throwing things, and this was not like, they threw like pieces of paper. No, they picked up like scooters and were throwing it at these women that did nothing to them. And it's not, and I sometimes hate them when people are like, oh, they're just undercover gay. No, some people realize just have a hate in their heart. And I don't think it's fair to say, oh, just dismiss it that they're undercover gay.
Facts. Some people just hate, period. They just hate anything, and you know what I'm saying? Anything and everything that they presume as different, they hate, and they are vile about it and violent and just ridiculous.
And to see so many people running behind them and laughing, I was like, "Who child?"
It's beyond me. Like, and not only that, it's just a conversation that I think that needs to be had and needs to be discussed more. within our community. Like it needs to be addressed. You know what I mean? Because we are seeing more and more and more and more stories of Black trans women who are being brutalized,
Healed.
killed, and people are just sweeping it under the rug. Like it's a problem. It's ridiculous. And I'm sorry, it's not an excuse to say, oh, well, you know, they're tricking people, or no, it's that's not okay. That's not acceptable. You don't get to take someone's life because you're upset, or because more than likely because you can't confront your own feelings.
Right. Because I'm like, a lot of these people, when they be like, oh, it's like it's a way out to like not come out and say, hey, this is what I like. I'm attracted to a trans woman or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with it. And instead of you coming out just saying, speaking your truth at that moment so you can be free, you rather come out and be like, she tricked me. Be like, she ain't trick you. You knew damn well what you was getting yourself into. Because let's just be honest, a lot of people that's out here that want to fool around with trans women on the low, everybody ain't a top. All your dudes or whatever your friends ain't topping. Some of them are bottoms.
Yeah.
So let's just get that together so they knew what they was getting themselves into. And then I've seen even like local where some people were outed, but they were outed after you get on fucking Facebook and you go into this whole rant about how you hate trans women. How you hate something that you lay next to?
Facts. I'm telling you, like it's deep rooted within our community, and it's honestly, it just at this point we gotta quit sweeping the shit under the rug. Like it needs to be addressed. Like we cannot continue to see all of this, you know, gay bashing, trans bashing. Like it's unacceptable. You know what I mean? Like we can even take it as far as to see the amount of people who are vilifying Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union for loving their child. Like, I mean, that right there, the scope of that should tell y'all that we have a fucking problem with our community.
Like, what y'all wanted him to do for his child? Like, that shit, and I'm like, and he is showing you time and time again, hating his child is not his ministry. Stop trying to make it work, boo.
Facts. And the amount of y'all who like get so upset talking about, well, it wouldn't be so bad if they just didn't post a child all the time. Why they always he got other kids? Do he not post his other son who play basketball? Like he's a whole big, and that's my thing. People was like, he act like he don't have I'm like, his whole other child literally plays basketball. Same with LeBron James's son at that one little school or whatever like that. And like during basketball season, that's all you saw him and Gabby at the games posted up. Like, I mean, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
And I'm like Javier got her own page, so
thank you. I'm like, something is wrong, absolutely wrong with y'all. Like y'all literally just can't sit or can't accept in the fact that, hey, this child has their own brain, their own mind. They made a decision. Hey, I don't feel like a boy. I'm a girl. Call me this. And their parents was like, you know what? I got you. I'm going to support you. I love you. You're my child. So whatever you feeling, I'm right there with you.
Right. And not even, and then they'd put a sex change on the baby, everything. Like, she never said that she was getting her gender change. What are y'all talking about?
Listen, making up all kind of stories.
I'm like, when did she say that? She literally changed her name, and you see nail polish, and and you see nail polish and dresses and stuff. But what are you talking about?
Exactly.
I'm like, you know what? Okay.
Facts. But nonetheless, let's jump into basically we got two big stories left. We touched on it last week with the Monica and Kim K deciding to join the Free Corey Miller campaign. Listen, when we spoke on it last week, we skimmed it, and I think we both kind of felt like, okay, there's gonna be some drama here. But
I wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't. I was not expecting all of the things that now have stemmed from this whole Monica basically making the declaration that she was going to free her teenage love, essentially, because that's what that comes back to. But so yeah, your thoughts? Because wow.
I ain't gonna lie, if I was like Monica, Kim K, and anybody else, I probably would take my hands off of it at this point and be like, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all do whatever it is that y'all gonna do. And I watched the whole Master P rant, and I don't know, like I don't know. I guess it's a family thing where he was like, oh, you know, in his rant, he was upset that C Murder referred to Monica and Kim K as his angels because he's been there for him. That's his brother. He doesn't refer to him that way or his grandmother that way. Which I'm like, he can't have more than one angel or be grateful that people are looking at. Like, I don't get I'm not gonna put Kim K on this pedestal. I'm happy that she's using it if he's innocent to get him out. But I don't understand the attack on them. I was like, why the attack on them? This is something that your brother said. If you felt like he was ungrateful, you should have took that to him. I wouldn't necessarily threw shots at Monica and Kim K for helping out where they saw, or, you know, Kim K trying to help her friend that reached out to her. Like, it was just weird to me. And then for him, like, people were like, well, he didn't attack Monica. And I felt like he did when he was like, and you didn't go visit and you just been talking to him and 7 months. I felt like there was an attack, like it was personal with him and Monica. For you have not had to have not talked to her. Like, you could have said everything that you had to say without even mentioning Monica. So I was like a little iffy on that. And then the whole girl came out was saying that she'd been visiting him every week in Angola and she moved 4 minutes away. I'm like, I don't know where Angola is. Heard about the prison. Don't know if I would want to stay 4 minutes away from her, but do you, boo-boo? So it's been real messy. And I like I said, for me, I probably just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna withdraw my name from it. Y'all have it.
In all honesty, like, looking at the situation from all different sides, like, I get, like I said, I feel like with Monica, it was like, hey, that's her teenage crush, and she feels like if he get out, it's gonna be all roses or whatever. Obviously, now she's seeing with the other women that's coming out and all this that it's not gonna be what you maybe thought it was gonna be, the picture that it was being painted for you, boo boo. But and so if I was her, I would step back, you know, especially with her having children and all that. Like, it's just a lot more drama there than, you know what I'm saying, than I would sign up for. But maybe that's something that she feels strongly about and she wants to be a part of. I can't knock her from that. Looking at the Master P side of it, I honestly think that I don't like. I agree with you in that I definitely think that he didn't have to mention Monica. But I think that most of his frustration, I mean, I think we can honestly tell now with all the stuff that's coming out, the majority of the frustration lies with his family, lies with his brother. Like, he is completely frustrated, as you can see, you know what I'm saying, with his brother in the whole situation. I feel like the majority of this, a lot of this has come to light because BT ran that special about No Limit Records. It was like a 3-part, you know, couple part series or whatever, where they were talking about the rise of, you know, Master P and No Limit and all of that. And I feel like all of this stuff is coming back and being rehashed out now. But it's clear that his frustration lies with his brother. He definitely shouldn't have took it out on Monica. or Kim. Like you say, they're just for whatever their reasons are, they're trying to help the situation. But in truth, in just kind of bringing it back to the case, in truth, now with all of this stuff that's coming to light, it honestly seems like it's not a situation that can be won. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it seems like he's gonna be in there in essence because of himself. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like he's had, through his appeals and things like that, he's had the opportunities to get himself out, but he hasn't. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. If you living by that code, then I mean, shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't sit here and say, if the cops gave you through your appeals the opportunities to say, you know, who did it, to say who did it and all that stuff like that, and you've worn out all of your appeals by choosing not to say, then, you know, you're going to be locked up. You know what I mean? I don't know what anybody else can. If you're not going to help yourself, how is all these other people going to help you? And then for all the people who are coming at Master P now, who are saying, you know, well, the supposed family members who are saying, well, he didn't do this and he wouldn't bury grandma in the $700 suit and blah 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 blah. Like, I feel him on the part of, he ain't no ATM. You know what I'm saying? I feel him on that part. Like, he did what he had to do. He got himself and his family, he put them in a position to, you know what I'm saying, to be better, to get out of their space. But he ain't like he's not a bank. It ain't his job to take care of everybody. You can't just come to him just because he got money with your hand out.
That I felt like when he said that, like, that part I didn't take that away because I'm like, it can be tedious, and yeah, I'm not finna bury nobody in no $700 suit. I'm sorry. Like, and I love my grandmama, but no. My grandmama probably would have been like, don't ever do no bullshit like that. Like, don't. Yeah. Save your money. Yeah. So I definitely get him on it. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like you, because I'm like, and I think from the case, his friend shot like a teenager or something. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if he deserved to be out, because he should at least be, you know, like, I don't know. I'm like, that's a child.
From what everybody was saying, according to the situation, they said basically there's video of y'all stomping the kid out or whatever like that, and then, you know, shots rung off and somebody killed him, and you all the people who was there ended up turning on you and you took the rap for it. Even though, like, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm sitting here like, well, if you're not gonna talk about it, you ain't gonna speak. If that's the life that you chose, then I don't.
Just live it.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what other folks can do. Like, I don't agree that an innocent man should rot in prison. That's not what I'm saying at all. If he's innocent, he most definitely deserves to be free. But if you're not gonna help yourself be free, like, I don't know what other people can do.
And just being honest, you were there, so it's like, it's some part you complicit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like,
listen, I don't know. I don't know. You know, we ain't no street niggas over here, so we don't know.
Don't do nothing around me. I'm telling. I'm not going to jail for nobody.
So I don't know what to tell y'all on that one, but I guess we shall see what comes up of it. We do know that this whole situation has reignited some feelings in the Miller family. We've seen Romeo come out and say that these last couple of days now his family is in turmoil. It's a lot of fighting going on, attacking of his father, his brother. Like, I guess it's been rough between Corey and Percy for a long time. People have said that. People have spoken on it. But at the end of the day, they all been family, and I think they've all been trying to kind of bridge the gap and kind of work together to free him. But I think that this is just really kind of reignited a rift, I guess. And the one thing I would hate to see that I honestly feel like may come, like all this kind of vile that people are throwing at Master P, he may just be like, fuck it. I'm going to just leave it to God.
I think he there. Honestly, like watching his videos, and yeah, I think he's pretty much there. Like whatever happens at this point. If you get out, cool. If you don't, cool.
Yeah, because I think that, in all honesty, though, and that's the sad part of this, because they are family. But I think that at some point, sometimes with family, it's like, well, shit, I done did all this, and this is kind of like, it's like a fuck you to me. Okay, cool, fuck it. I'm gonna leave it to God then.
One of them had put up a story or something, was like, you didn't even help us sell True Socks. What the fuck? He look. I was like, man, y'all doing the most. Basically. Why would I go out and be like, oh, I'm going to advertise my brother selling True Socks to get out of jail when I get coins? But I'm not going to keep on throwing, and especially throwing money away at attorneys, and attorneys probably telling you, listen, it's the best way for you to get out at this point is to go ahead and say who did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not going to keep on giving money and throwing money to useless cause. Like, that's a waste of time. And from what we've seen from Master P is, so far, he uses his money wisely. Yeah. So why would he sit here and just keep saying, okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again, knowing how it's going to turn out. And then you let these people go into interrogation room and snitch on you, and you the one that want to be quiet. No. Nope.
Big facts. So
not doing it.
Yeah, we shall kind of see, I guess, what happens with the whole situation. Who knows? But before we run away from Monica, obviously it's been announced, Brandy and Monica, the versus battle that everybody was waiting on, or I guess people was anticipating, whatever. That's gonna go on. So they finally, I guess, gave them a bag. So we shall get the Brandy versus Monica.
Who you get?
I don't know. I mean, they both got bops, so it's really, to me, it's gonna come down to how they put it together. Like, who, you know what I mean? Because in honesty, with these versus battles, that's really been whoever comes in there with the better like strategy as far as like the records that they gonna play and how they put it together has been the one who won. So we shall see. I don't know, because Monica got bops, Brandy got bops, but like like you said, it just depends on when you in there. Because like I thought going in with the Nelly and Ludacris, I was like, I thought Nelly was gonna do way better than he did, but he just didn't play the right records. So, I didn't think he was gonna beat Luda necessarily, but he just didn't play the right records, and so Luda ran away with it. So you never know what could happen. So it just depends on the records they play, in my opinion.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So final story. Meg the Stallion got sick of y'all motherfuckers, and she went on IG Live and officially named Tory Lanez her shooter. She really didn't have to do it because we all knew it. But she did. She named Tory Lanez as her shooter, and basically all hell done broke loose now. You're seeing some people come to her defense, but you're seeing a lot more people with the whole, I need to hear his side. Whoo, child, when I tell you, y'all got my pressure up. I just can't deal with none of y'all ignorant, hating of women, type ass men. Y'all male identified, pick me ass women. Like, I can't deal with all y'all. Like, I really want to be on a separate planet from the rest of y'all, because y'all get on my last nerve. Go ahead, talk about it.
It's a rough week. Like you said, we had already knew. I think everybody fucking knew. Be like, he ain't said nothing on social media. However, his creepy ass from what Shade Room posted, the post he liked about, I can't remember the dude. I think he played for like Penn State or something like that, but he's a fucking woman abuser his damn self. Something that he posted about Meg the Stallion and coining demon time. Daystar went on there and liked it. So he's on social media, obviously lurking, but can't post. So I was like, we kind of already knew that from everybody coming out, Meg's friend coming out, hey, I didn't fucking shoot her. Her bodyguard coming out saying that, you know, they would never shoot at a woman's foot. And her producer coming out saying, Tory, count your days. I'm like, we all knew that he was the fucking shooter. I guess where it just angers me that, like you said, that people are like, I need to still hear his side of the story. It angers me where people are saying, you know, why she just come out and say it now? What did she do to cause him to do that? Because he just didn't shoot her out the blue. Like, abusive men don't really beat women out of the fucking blue for absolutely fucking nothing. Yeah, and I'm like, you have some rappers that are now just speaking up, which I feel like for the hip hop community, if Kalani knew, if JoJo knew, all these other people knew, bitch, y'all ass knew.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you knew. And the fact that you stayed quiet and now it's all of a sudden because now people are calling on you guys to be like, so where are y'all at now? Like, it's heartbreaking. I'm like, and it's frustrating as a Black woman that you get on here and you see people like, oh, well, she's a savage and she's this and she's that, so she doesn't deserve protection. But at the same time, you got Black women on the front line marching for imperfect victims of police brutality, shit, violence in their own neighborhoods. But these are mostly, you know, supported by women.
Facts.
So I'm like, we just gonna be fucking honest. I'm like, a lot of these organizations that do stuff are basically leaders. The leaders are Black women. I'm like, Black women have always been leaders throughout the history. I'm like, you can give Huey Newton, all these people, you know, Stokely Carmichael for the Black Panther Party. But when it came down to it, it was Black women that drove the Black Panthers Party.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, you know, like, listen, we're going to let y'all be the face of it. So I'm like, it's like history. It shows, like, listen, Black women have always been there protecting, riding for Black men. And then when we need to try to stand up, it's, no, you can't do it because you said you was a savage, or you get over on men by doing blah, 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 blah. You honestly think Meg the Stallion was looking to get over on Tory Lanez to get by her what? Like, being honest, what could she not buy for herself?
Girl, the whole story in itself, the amount of people who are coming out with these stories from, oh, she was hitting him, or she was attacking him, or he was sleeping with her best friend Kelsey and she was cheating with him. Like, I honestly, y'all can come with whatever fucking story y'all want to come with. The only story that I care about is the fact that she was an unarmed woman who was shot by this little punk motherfucker. That's the only story I care about. There is no justification for it. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, this man, this grown ass man had a gun, a weapon, and he shot at a woman, another person who had no weapon. Period. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no justification for it. There's nothing. There's nothing nobody could say. Like, she had no weapon.
And he shot her in the back of her foot. So,
like, she was getting away from you. Like, that means you had intent to do harm. Like, I don't understand. People just disgust me. They make me sick. Like, just say that y'all hate black women. In all honesty, just say that y'all hate us so that we can move the fuck on and figure some shit out. Because at the end of the day, like, it broke my heart to sit and have to watch and listen to her say that, well, hey, the reason I didn't say anything is because, you know what I'm saying, I was scared because, you know, there was police and I was scared that the police was going to shoot up. You know what I mean? Like, not only did I have to protect this man who just shot me because I'm scared that police are, you know what I mean? So we dealing, as black people already, we have to deal with, you know, police brutality and that whole PTSD from dealing with police in general. So she has to deal with the fear of that, so much so that she feels like I got to protect my fucking abuser, the man who just shot me, just because I'm scared. Like, the layers in that.
Yep.
Like,
and it's just so the internalized misogyny from women. I don't know which makes me angrier. It's like, so why are you capping for people? Like, it's like, what do you get out of this? Like, just to see women like, well, what did she do? And she probably hit him. And I'm like, what? So, and like you said, like, the decision at that moment, I think a lot of people like, well, why she didn't say nothing to the police? She never once said in her statement that she didn't say anything to the police. She said she did not come out right then at that moment, which I don't know what I would have done because I've never been in that situation, but I understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, y'all are not realizing they had her out of the car in a bikini. Where you hiding a gun at in a bikini? Her foot is bleeding, and they still treated her like a suspect that put them on a high-speed chase.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's not like that they were close on her and she had some type of privilege and people like, they want to kill Meg the Stallion. First of all, they have to know who Meg the Stallion is and who said that they wouldn't have.
Facts. We've seen it.
Right. I was like, so again, the way that they even treated her, be like, this woman has on a bikini. Okay, and she's bleeding. Let me go to her and see what's going on, and then we'll move from there. And I'm like, we all know when police hear gun, their defenses go up 100 times more.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to knock her for that, to be like, okay, let them do their work, and I'm going to let them do their job that they get paid to do. When you go and search the car, you'll see that it's guns in the car. And even how she said that she was treated at the hospital when she was like, I was the one that was shot. So I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, the shit is just so fucking stupid. I like, and even a dude that made the tweet, and I've seen so many fucking statements over the weekend, and I just want to just bring it to light with black women being gaslighted when they say, you know, I don't feel protected by black men, or, you know, they're saying, hey, this hurt my spirit because, you know, this is how I'm saying that we're being treated, or how I'm saying that we're being talked about, or, you know, men are saying that they only protect us if we do this, or if we look like this, and all of this stuff. And I'm like, instead of men saying, okay, listen, I'm listening, you have a whole status. Like, one girl on my friends list, or one woman on Facebook, she made a status, and she was like, you know, I grew up with men that were protective. So I never, you know, that never crossed my mind. Like, you know, black men are not heroes. She was like, but now I'm starting to feel different. So instead of, you know, like, listen, I'm listening. What can we do better?
Right.
it was like a whole 60, 70 comments of men deflecting and gaslighting.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
not all. I don't do that. But if you sing it WAP, then you need to be able to protect. What does singing a song have to do with protection? And protection really comes down to a lot of y'all don't even police y'all homeboys.
Ooh, child.
Start there.
Listen.
Like if you started with policing your homeboys, that would cut out a lot of bullshit.
Facts.
Like just doing that. So when we're saying protection, we're not saying, oh, you got to come out guns blazing every time, but just checking your homeboys. Hey, man, no, you can't treat her like that. Hey, don't hit her. Hey, you need to go home. Hey, but just checking your homeboys.
Yeah.
Start there. Start checking with your family members, your uncles, your cousins.
Right.
I'm like, the violence against Black women alone, when it comes down to the numbers, show you that there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it doesn't require military gear for you to do it.
Right.
But yeah.
And I mean,
so
I definitely don't want it to seem like it's just us focusing on the man, because please believe me and Falan DeAnn have said many a plethora of time that we keep the exact same energy for you pick me ass women, because that's exactly what y'all are. Y'all literally, the misogyny that y'all spew literally comes from the idea that you think that a man will choose you. The more misogynistic, the more male identified that you are. And it's fucking pathetic.
With pick-me's, it's dangerous in some regards, and I know we laugh about it and say, oh, she been pick me up, but a lot of times it is dangerous because you come complicit in it. I'm like, as being somebody's sister, girlfriends, I'm like, shit, there's a whole show for the love or for my love or whatever, for your love, full of pick-me's that are willing to kill another woman or something like that. So I'm like, it's dangerous for you to even do that, or for you to be in agreement that, oh yeah, you should do this to this woman because, if you had me, he's still not gonna pick you.
Thank you. He's still not gonna pick you, sis. That's the part that gets at me. Like, y'all out here saying the most, doing the most, and y'all still not getting chose. Like, I don't understand. He's still choosing her over you, sis.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand what y'all mindset is like. Like, y'all out here shitting on other women and they still not choosing you, boo.
Cause their whole little like, well, when I say bought out pick-me's and droves, I'm like, y'all gotta chill.
Absolutely. Like, every time.
I would never do anything like that. So
every time, girl, every time one of these situations come up, it's like they come out in droves. And like you were saying, you didn't know earlier who would upset you more. For me, it's the women. I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, it's the women that upset me the most, because as a woman, I can't understand that mindset of like, I need a dude to want me so much more that I'm willing to just completely sacrifice my womanhood, shit on other women, just so this man will want me. And 99.999% of the time, he still ain't choosing you. Like, I can't.
I have been on like one of my homeboy statuses, literally, and we'll be on there like talking to him, and I know a couple of his friends, and be talking to them, and we just like having a real conversation. No one is taking offense to anything. And then you have a pick me that come on there and was like, well, as a real woman, I would do, girl, fuck you, first of all. But I'm like, you then have these men that literally will trip all over her, be like, this is the woman that you need to go after because she said as a real woman, this is what she's doing. She on like some white school type bullshit. I'm not going for it. they will trip all over themselves to still come in on my status, to send me an inbox, and your status just dry. They are in group chat literally wearing your ass out. Like, bro, you remember when she came, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, why are you trying to get chose?
Oh, girl, I'm telling you, it's a mindset I can't get. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Y'all lose me every time. Every time. But anyway, we shall see. I'm hoping Daystar will face whatever charges he face. Some people are saying that it could lead to him being deported. Whatever happens, he deserves some charges. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And for y'all, and just to address y'all dumb motherfuckers out there who are calling Meg the Stallion a snitch, she ain't no street nigga. She don't live by what the fuck? She don't live by no street code.
But I'm like, even
tell, bitch.
A snitch to me, and somebody wrote the definition, was like, and it was exactly the definition that they wrote. Is like, okay, we do a crime together, and then you get your ass in an interrogation room, and then you just rat me the fuck out. They ain't commit no fucking crime together.
Exactly.
I'm like, so would y'all tell y'all sisters? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the question back, because a lot of y'all will tell y'all sisters and mamas and aunties, don't say nothing and blah blah blah, because y'all doing y'all family all the time. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask that question. But I'm like, if somebody shot y'all right now, y'all ass will be fucking snitching.
Facts.
Couldn't wait to get on the phone to the police to snitch.
Well, just so y'all know, I ain't no street nothing.
Listen, I'm telling you.
I'm telling
like a bird. Singing
okay.
like a bird.
A bird. Throw hands at, put your hands
on
me. Okay, put your hands on me, my nigga. I'm calling the cops. Right on your ass. Right. Excuse me. I'm turning right into a little Becky. Excuse me. Okay, y'all can call me Snitch Karen, because I'm calling on your ass.
I'm calling the police and I'm crying on the phone.
Big facts.
I'm just letting you know. Don't try it with me. I'm snitching. And I ain't gonna have no fucking regards to your life and what happened. I want you to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the fucking law.
To the fullest extent of the law, okay? Absolutely. So. That is all that we have for Hot Topics. Anything else?
Nothing else for me.
All right, so let's go ahead and move into the relationship portion of the show. What's your first question?
My question is, what is it about you that draws people to you or captivates people?
I would say it would be my intellect, my personality. I'm cute. Listen. I mean, in all honesty, I just really think that I know how generic it sounds, like as far as like personality is concerned, but I think that, generally I have a really good heart. I'm really, sweet to people. Like I take people's feelings into consideration. Just in general, I think my heart is I have a good heart. You know what I mean? And I feel like that draws people to you. Like when you have that type of good energy, that good vibe, people come in naturally and want to be around you and drawn to you. What about yourself?
Shit, I don't know. I think because I'm goofy, to be honest. Like, that's the only thing that I can think about. Like, I'm goofy. I do think I have like a warm spirit. I'm inviting and welcoming sometimes when I'm not even in a bad mood. Like sometimes I be like, oh, I look, friendly, and then I look at the mirror like, why are you frowning? But I do think this is like I'm goofy and I have a warm spirit.
Agree. I agree with you. You do. All right. So my question for this week I saw this floating around on social media, and I thought it was a really good question to ask. So, you and Bae, y'all going on a vacation. Should you have to pay half?
No. Yeah, no, like, why would I do that? I just, no. Because if I feel like if it's a vacation and I pay half, that means I'm going to flirt with people on the trip. So you can't have it both ways. Like, I pay half with my friends. I'm not paying half with somebody like a bae. No.
So, does it make a difference if y'all are just like, boyfriend, girlfriend, as opposed to like being married or just all the way around? If y'all together, then, if we calling it a vacation, then nah.
If it's a vacation, I feel like no. Like, I'll pick up, maybe a dinner, but I don't want to pay for it. I know that might sound bad, but it's like going half on a date for me.
Right.
And I don't like doing it.
So for me, like when I think of the ideals of a vacation, I feel like I don't see myself paying half, only in the sense that because I do travel alone, like I'm prone to do solo travel. So if I'm willing to like travel with you, like we together, it's like you're inviting me to do this as a part of like courting me, as a part of our relationship, then I anticipate or expect that you're gonna pick up the tab. Like if this is like a friend trip and like it's like a group trip and we all going, then sure I'll put money in it. But like if this is like a vacation, like you're courting me, you're inviting me to do this as I'm your girl and blah blah blah, then you should have the money for that. You should have it put up. You should have the plan. You were talking about it last week. When you said that you should have a plan, you should have a plan. Like the plan should be in place. Like you got the tickets. This is the days we don't just all you need to tell me. Hey, babe, take these days off work. Like I got something special. You know what I'm saying? Like I shouldn't have to put no idea. This your plan. So I don't. You know what I mean? But I think that it could also go a different like if as a woman you feel like you want to treat your bae to a vacation, then by all means it can go the same. You know what I mean? It could go the opposite way. So I don't want it just to seem like we just saying that as that men have to only do it for women, because women could do it for their man too, as doing it something, doing something special for them. But but I think we're both kind of in agreement in that if you're inviting me on a vacation, then I expect that you have planned this out. You've handled tickets, paid for it, whoop-de-whoop, and all of that.
And just take me somewhere where you can afford. So.
Big facts. Simple as that. So that's all that I have for relationships. Anything else that you want to kind of add? New books, music, just want to touch on, speak on, rant on?
Let's see. Nothing for new music. Let's see, new TV. I feel like I had some for TV and I forget. If I remember, I'm gonna come back to it. But yeah, I forget. Damn it. I'm gonna come back to it. I don't remember. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So for me, I have nothing. Other than the nerd moment of the week, let me go ahead and give that to y'all. This week, I told y'all last week that DC Fandom was happening on the 22nd, so it did take place yesterday. It was announced that they are going to split it into 2 days. So yesterday was primarily the focus was on the movie side. Coming September 12th, they'll be focusing more on the TV side. But we did get from the TV side, we got the Flash TV trailer for season 7. Basically, it was just kind of the leftover episodes that they didn't get to finish due to COVID. And then we got an update on Titan season 3. Basically they said that they'll be, focusing a lot in Gotham City. We'll get to see Red Hood as well as Barbara Gordon in Titan season 3. So pretty interesting news that on that front. The biggest news I think that came out was that the trailer for the Batman, it's the one that is going to be starring Robert Pattinson. Listen, y'all. As far as him in the bat suit, like, I bought it. I got him as the Batman, but people forget, like, with superheroes, there's two sides to them. There's the Batman and there's Bruce Wayne. I don't buy him as just from the and again, it was a small trailer, so we didn't really get to see a ton of it. But from the little pieces that we saw in the trailer, I don't know. I don't see him as Bruce Wayne. Like, I don't buy him as Bruce Wayne just yet. I'm hoping that we, that when we get to like trailer 2 or whatever like that, they'll give us a little bit more of the Bruce Wayne part. But right now, it's not. I'm not excited. Like, I was iffy. I was iffy on Robert.
Affleck iffy, or like being Affleck, like, is Batman, or is it like worse than that?
Nah, because with Ben Affleck, I at least brought him as Bruce Wayne. Because Bruce Wayne has a certain like persona about him. With Robert Pattinson, I just like I don't know. Did you see the trailer?
I didn't see the trailer, but I also didn't know that they chose him for, and I can't imagine.
Okay, so I would check out the trailer, because when you see it, you'll get what I mean. Like, I don't necessarily buy him as Bruce Wayne. Not only that, I don't understand like the hair in the film, like why they chose him to, because like even that throws me off. And so and listen, I was super excited when they said that Zoe Kravitz was going to play Catwoman. But again, I feel like the trailer didn't do her justice, and I'm hoping it's better. All the way around. Yeah.
Because I can't imagine him being
the Batman, right?
Yeah, I can't. And maybe because of the series that he came, but I can't. Yeah, I can't. He always looked rugged to me, and Batman was more refined, I guess. I don't know. Like, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I watched the trailer though.
Girl, I don't know. Like, that's why I was like, maybe I got to get someone else's opinion, because for me, I was just like, I don't know about this. But again, it's a wait and see. It was a small trailer, so I'm hoping that come like when they do like a second trailer or a bigger trailer, that we'll get more and I can maybe get it. But right now, I'm not sold yet. We also got the trailer for Wonder Woman 1984. Basically, we're just kind of waiting on that one to drop. I anticipated it'll be, pretty good. So I wasn't really like, with Wonder Woman, I wasn't too, like, there wasn't nothing I was looking for. Honestly, we've just been waiting on the sequel. Like, okay, when y'all get into it. So, they also introduced the characters for Suicide Squad 2. The only really highlight to that is that Harley Quinn, we saw that she has a new suit, which looks pretty dope. We're getting Idris as Deadshot. He's replacing Will Smith as Deadshot. So, I mean, all in all, we'll see how Suicide Squad 2 was. I mean, Suicide Squad really wasn't that great. We'll see if Suicide Squad 2 is better. Who knows? We got our first look at the Black Adam suit, as The Rock is playing Black Adam. Also, we got the first look at the new Flash suit. It is confirmed that Ezra Miller will stay on, even though all of the issues and problems that he's had. He will be staying on as the Flash for the Flash movie. We got the first look at his new suit. It also was confirmed that the moment we saw in Crisis this year, CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Grant Gustin's Flash met Ezra's Flash, and it basically is confirmed that when Grant told him, "Oh, I'm the Flash," that is how Ezra Miller's character came up with his name, the Flash. So he got it from when he met Grant Gustin during Crisis. But all in all, it was a really they have a lot of good projects slated to come out. A lot of good trailers. We saw a lot of good things. Obviously, their suit game in the DC universe has really been up to par. So, all in all, I'm excited. We shall see. Again, it's a two-parter. So September 12th, we'll get the second part of it to see more of kind of the TV side. But nonetheless, I was excited about it. I enjoyed it, and it was free to fans. So that's also a plus. And that's it for my nerd moment. All right. Anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap up the show?
Nothing else for me.
All right. So then, per usual, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. And as always, please visit the website, prettynerdspodcast.com, and, continue to support your girls. Good night, guys.
Good night.